Let's do a quick intro. My name is Charlene Latimer. I'm at Daytona State College, and I'm the chair for the Certified Professional Program here for AFC. And today we're going to have an opportunity to chat a little bit because all of you are currently enrolled in the program, and we want to make sure that you have everything you need so that you can move through the program successfully and smoothly, and hopefully move towards graduation maybe by November, if that's possible. So maybe we'll start our gentleman, Daniel. You want to say hello?
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Daniel Alvarez. I'm from Palm Beach State College. I'm a grad manager at Palm Beach State College.
Welcome, Daniel. And we'll move around. Tanya?
Hey, good afternoon. I'm Tanya Hardaway. I work in the Adult Ed program here at CCP. I'm a career pathway specialist.
So you said you work at your grants program?
Oh, no, I work in Adult Ed at TCC.
Oh, Adult Ed. Okay. I had a hard time hearing you with some sounds. All right. Well, welcome, Tanya. Gloria?
I'm Gloria, and I work at, like I said, the Gasvini Center for Healthcare Education. I'm the academic coordinator here.
Very nice.
In Tallahassee.
That's right.
I'm Desiree Gorman. I am also with TCC. This is a TCC branded phone call, Zoom. And I am in the Division of Workforce Development. Tanya's office and my office are separated by one little hallway. And I am the Workforce Development Coordinator, and I don't even know what that means.
It means you do everything.
It's called, my description is whatever the last number is on my job description, other duties as assigned.
That's right.
That's my job.
Many of us have that, unfortunately. Welcome. Rita?
Unmute. Okay, so I am Rita Miller. I am the newest member of the AFC staff, but I'm not new to AFC. I am a product of Region 1. I was a member for 12 years when I was at Gulf Coast State College. And I'm here to learn everything about CCP so I can answer all of your all's questions.
Thanks, Rita. And we all know Eileen, but hey.
I'm Eileen Johnson, and I work at AFC. I was just unmuting so I could say that Rita is the new Charlie. So how you worked with Charlie, that's kind of what we're going to try to have Rita do so that she'll answer your CCP questions.
It's a small group, but what we're going to do is sort of walk through some of the main components of the program. And if there are parts that you need more information on, for example, Eileen will show you how to upload and keep track of all your documents. Because a lot of times you start gathering all of this, but then you think, what do I do with it now? So she'll be able to show us, or sort of walk us through that. And that way, when you get ready to upload things, if you haven't done so already, you'll be set. So some of this may be very familiar to you, but we'll walk through it just to give you that nice overview of the things you need to know for the program. So since everyone here is currently in the program, we're just going to talk a little bit about, well, what things should you be doing? And most of you are probably on the ball with this already, but we want to talk about some of these key pieces just in case. So for example, the program requires you to get 100 credit hours. There's two main components, 100 credit hours and then doing your capstone practical. So we're going to talk a little bit about those just in case. And since it's a small group, it's informal. Hey, Eileen or Rita, if you see somebody with their hand up, if I don't see it, jump in so that way they can ask questions. So for example, with the 100 credit hours, 40 hours are your core courses. And you know, with the 4 courses, those you probably have done them online. Initially, when the program began, there was an opportunity to do it live, but lately we haven't had those live sessions. So most people have done their 4 core courses online. Is there anybody who hasn't done them or has any questions about those 40 hours of the core courses? All right, this group's got it going on. So with those 4 courses, you get 40 hours out of your 100. And then there's 2 other components of the 100 credit hours. And this is something interesting here. 35
Daniel
hours.
has a question.
Hey, Daniel, what's up?
Yes, I have an issue trying to do the videos and the questions. The questionnaire with the core courses, I was able to do only the first 2, but when I go to the one for the history of the colleges, it keeps like looping there, like waiting for the test to come up, but
Okay.
it doesn't come up. I watched the video, but I'm not able to do the actual answer the questions online like in the previous one. So I only did 2 so far completed.
Okay.
I will get with our test people,
Okay.
the people who have it, and I will. So it's the Florida College System one. That's the history one. That's the one you're stuck on?
Yes.
Okay. I'll look into that and I'll email you and let you know what I find out.
Okay, thank you.
So, and can you, Eileen, when you check the next one for him too, so that way you can get the last 2 set if there's a problem with the building community as well. Everybody else, no problems with doing your 4 courses? So one of the other parts is the 35 hours of the job-related professional development activities. And this can really be handled in a couple of ways, and I'll show you some examples in a minute. And then the third component is the 25 hours of other credits. And so we'll talk about what some of those other credits can be. And then the last piece, once you've completed your 100 hours, is doing your actual practicum, the capstone. And so we'll talk about some examples of that. We'll share with you some titles of what other people have done in the past, so you have an idea of what kinds of presentations you'll be doing, where you can do them at, and when you should get them done. So here again, just a little bit of a breakdown of each of the areas. The core courses, we mentioned leadership is the first one, legislative process and advocacy, the Florida college system, and then building community and customer service. These 4 courses really give you a very nice overview of leadership, the Florida college system. So many times when we are at our own institutions, we know about our own institutions, but we don't know about the system at large. And so what you will learn, if you haven't done these already, is that nice historical overview of the Florida college system. In the legislative process, it really gives you a good understanding of budgeting and how money is looked at on a state and federal level. So all of these really help enhance and build your skills in terms of understanding the college system. So I hope that when you've taken them, you've gained some really good information about Florida college system and what it means, and also getting a global understanding outside of just your own college. So those are the 4 courses. In terms of professional development, that can be handled in a number of different ways. A lot of you have been doing, probably since COVID, doing a lot of online webinars and workshops. So I know last year, AFC, when this first started happening with the pandemic, we had so many wonderful webinars, and a lot of you took advantage of those. And basically you just had to participate and then turn in your verification form so you could get credit for that. So those are some excellent ways for you to gain some of your professional development credits. And some of you at your own institutions, when they've had a faculty and staff day, and they've done a series of workshops that day, a lot of people might have participated in them, and that's also a way that you can gain your professional development credits. So conferences, workshops, and those could be AFC workshops or outside of that. For example, if you're in other job-related associations, you might use that as well. So those would be some of the ways that you could earn those 35 credits. And then, of course, coursework. Are any of you taking any coursework at this point and working on your master's, your doctorate, anything like that? Those would be ways that you could also earn credit. And then the 25 hours where we have the other credits, those can be, since you're involved in AFC, this is wonderful. Okay, so we got a question here. So that we can get verification information from a time past. So now you, were you a member of CCP when you did some of those? If you did, then it's a matter of turning in the documentation. And Eileen, do you have those forms, the verification forms?
Yeah, we have them in the office. So if you need documentation to say that you attended a certain meeting or such, you could just contact Rita or I. We can consult the list, the registration list, and see if your name is on there and then give you credit for it. I know I'm trying to do, the chapter presidents have access to a folder that kind of is going to have all the registration lists throughout the year. So if anything, you could always go to your chapter president and be like, do you find my name on the list? But
So I'm a chapter president. And I don't even know what you're talking about right now.
you didn't get my email for the chapter books?
I got an email
'Cause
about chapter books. Was there something?
Right, it had a Dropbox link in it, and that had all the registration. So I'm gonna send that, keep that updated so that everybody can go in there, and it's got the meetings that we hosted and the meetings that were like webinars, because you get credit for all those. The only ones I didn't have in there was for CMC. They didn't give me their list. And student development, I'm still waiting for somebody from student development to send me their list. I think I recently got Region 1's and I need to put it in there, I think, but.
Okay, so maybe I am missing an email because I'm looking at the one you sent to us about the chapter books. And the only two links I see are the electronic submissions link to the email and a nomination form link.
Desiree, are you a new chapter president? Like, did you just start?
God, no.
Okay.
No, she's been on there. So I will figure out why the list I used maybe for that one I'll send you the email.
Okay, because yeah, I do remember. That's why I was like, wait, I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, no, I remember that one, but no, I'm looking right at it. Doesn't. So
if you need verification, you attended the meeting.
Okay, I will make sure that I can work with Gloria and Tanya or anybody if they're looking for anything. I don't mind doing that. Heck, I need it for me. So.
Okay, I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you.
We can send everybody who's on the webinar this afternoon the verification form so they can have a copy for their files, and then they could use that whenever they do participate in something. Okay. So other credits, we talk about AFC meetings. So if you attend region or chapter or other kinds of AFC meetings, you can also earn credit for that. If you're an AFC officer, you can earn credits for those. And also if you are doing a leadership role in something that's job related, but it's outside of AFC, then that is also an opportunity for one to gain credits for that. So let's look at some different examples of that. So how many credits can I earn? So some examples. So if your chapter has chapter meetings, your commission, your region, you can earn 1 credit for that. If you are we talked already about the webinars and using the verification form, you can earn 1 credit for that. At your colleges, when you have professional development days, let's say at our college, we have professional development day, and it's usually from about 9 to 12. So, and they have 3 different breakout sessions. So then I would be able to earn a credit for 1 hour of every breakout session or workshop that I attended, with a maximum of 6 credits per day, 6 hours. So a lot of colleges, when you go back in the fall, they'll have some professional development days. That would be an opportunity as well. And then, of course, mentioning if you serve as an ASC officer or committee chair, then you can earn a credit for that. And if you're in something else, a lot of times we're at associations for our job. So if you're an accountant and you're in the accounting association and you're the secretary or the president of that, that would be an opportunity for you to earn a credit for that role that you play. So I see there's a couple of things in the chat. Somebody want to, Rita or Eileen, if there's something that I'm talking
One of the
about.
questions was mine. Would Rotary count as a non-AFC organization to get credit if we served as secretary?
Now, this is related to your job.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a member of TCC, as a TCC member.
Okay, so you are Rotary and you represent your college for that.
Correct.
Hmm.
It's
That
actually,
sounds
even the
like-
meetings are held at our office in Wapella.
Okay, I'm gonna double check, but that sounds like something that yes, you can use.
Okay.
Because it's related to your employment, you're representing your institution by being on that board. So yeah.
And then I had a second question that I didn't put in there that somebody might know. Is there a way to find out, and I know I probably can look back, but with our letter, I guess we get a letter, right, when we are accepted?
Yes.
Do we use that date as the date? Because I think that,
Yes, so when you.
so like ours, and because we did it like in midst COVID, so ours goes back to, most of the ones from TCC, ours goes back to May of 2020, because it was right before the world, we all joined and then the world shut down and blah, 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 and things started not happening. So
So when you
go
join-
back to May 2020 for events, or do we need to start at a different date? Like, how do we need to do that?
Basically, you start when you're accepted and you get your letter. So if there is some extenuating circumstance, then I'll talk with Marsha about it. But generally what happens is when you apply and you're approved, then it is when you start, when you get your letter. So,
Because I actually think we all, quote unquote, thought we were working from like January or February, which is actually when we sent stuff in, but we didn't even get our letter till May. So we're just trying to figure out how far back. Is that right, Gloria? Do you remember? I think we technically we were in CCP all the way from like February.
Right,
Our letters till May. So we're
Until
trying
May.
to figure out when do we start ours.
right.
so everybody applied in February, January, but you didn't get a welcome or acceptance letter until May?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct,
So
correct.
we've got to figure out how to handle that. So let me.
Well, I probably need to look into it to see. It was probably something on our end with staff shifting and stuff. So it could be that you guys could go back to when your application was submitted, because you should have been like accepted into the program like shortly after that. So
Yeah.
let me
It
pull your
would have been the whole group from TCC. So I know Beth, she's not at TCC anymore. She moved, but she completed hers. I think Danny has completed theirs. So it's really Tanya, Gloria, Sandy, myself. Guys, help me out. There was a fifth person, wasn't there? Or was it just Beth and Danny? Was there 6 of us?
Well, so for the 6 of you guys, what,
Yes.
is Eileen will
Oh,
be able to
Rebecca.
look back at when the applications were put in. And as you said, you know, with shifts in employees, the letters didn't go out. So we'll look at that and then we can get back with you. But if you turned everything in and it was all in place, there shouldn't be a reason why we can't start from that point. So we'll have to double check that.
And it might have been an issue of payment, chasing down to get the payment or something, so.
That may be the issue.
Yeah, because
You
usually
can
we
take
send
that
you
out,
a
Murdoch.
letter when the payment is.
Was
Talk to Dr. Murdoch.
payment was coming from your college president? Was that what it was?
Dr. Murdoch does pay for them, yeah.
Okay, okay.
I'll get with you all about that. Daniel does have his hand up, though. He has a question.
What's up, Daniel?
Yes, it was about the non-AFC organization. I think it qualifies for what you said before, but I was just elected president of the Toastmasters Club at Palm Beach State College. Does that club qualifies?
Toastmasters. I used to be in Toastmasters. So the things you'll learn at Toastmasters will improve your job performance, correct?
Exactly.
Okay. So that relates to your job, then, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right.
And
So
then
we-
Avi has, if you're assigned to committees at your job too.
Is that what this question? Committees
That's-
at your job.
Yeah.
A little bit more specific. What kind of committees?
Avi, are you there? She walked away.
Well,
I'm thinking that what she's saying is that her job is assigning her to a committee. So it's like part of her job to be on that committee. Could she get hours for that?
well, now, you only get 1 hour. So
Okay.
you'll see at the bottom it says leadership. And so now just being on the committee, not necessarily, or what's your role on the committee? So that's the other piece of it. So if she has some specifics about the committee and her role on the committee, then we can give a more definitive answer. But
Okay, we'll have to wait for her to.
if it's leadership, then yes. All righty. So you see there's lots of great opportunities here for you to earn those credits. The other piece, of course, is college credits. So if you are taking classes and towards a degree, then you can earn a maximum of 25 of your credits for that. And then if you're in a non-degree seeking program, you're just taking something to help you learn for your job, then it's a maximum of 10 credits. And then, of course, when you attend certain AFC events, even if they're virtual, you can earn X number of credits for these. So these are the ones that have a specific number of credits attached to them. If you're at the annual conference for the full time, 6 credits. If you're at the leadership conference, 3. Legislative, 2. So here's some other opportunities. And we mentioned already the AFC webinars that one can get credit for by attending those workshops. So lots of ways that you can earn the credits to work towards the 100 credit hours. Okay, so now you're earning these credits. What do you do? How do you do that? So, I mean, Eileen, if you want to jump in and sort of walk us through something.
Okay, before we do that though, Desiree had a question about what about the socials? We don't count the credits for the socials.
Socials are not counted.
Okay, so does anybody have issues uploading their documents into the member click side? Maybe none of you have done the other one. So do you need me to go through uploading the documents, or do you think you guys all have that?
Okay, somebody's never done it, and somebody says, yes, please. So if you take
Okay.
a moment to walk
All
through
right.
that.
So I'll go through it real fast. Okay. Let me find my. Okay. That's the wrong one. Hold on. It's hard on this laptop to make sure I've got the right thing. Hold on. Okay, because I'm on the wrong thing. All right.
So while she's uploading that, any other questions about some of the credits and what you need? So lots of different opportunities, or unfortunately not the socials, but other meetings that you attend and conferences, workshops, webinars, coursework, lots of opportunities there.
All right. So when you go to the website, I suggest the best way to go is to go ahead and log yourself in. Let's see if I hit that. It's going to do it. All right. So then when you're in here, if you have this professional developments tab and you're in there, you can go to the CCP and then go to the CCP credit tracking. So when you pull that up, now you'll see I've already kind of uploaded. I got to move you guys out of my way. So right now I currently have 10 hours. I've done one educational session. I've done the leadership core course. And so I see some people have put some stuff in here that changed the name. So that's why you can search by different names. I'm going to go in and clean this up. It should just be core course, job related credits, CCP credits. So if you wanted to like search, do I have any job related credits? You can apply that filter, see, and then it's going to show me that I don't have any at the moment. So you can look at that. So to upload though, you can add them. You say add credit and it pulls up this menu and then you just name what it is. So like I'm going to say that I'm going to add the CCP core course for legislative process. And it's 10 hours. So I put my 10 hours. I say that I did it online. I can't remember who's teaching that one. So I'm just going to put my name in there, but you would put whoever was running the video or whoever was the presenter that day. Expiration date, we usually say 3 years from the day that you did it. So if it's 2021, we'll say 2024. If I could learn how to type. Like if it was actual leadership meeting, I would put under the date range, I would put the date of the meeting. So like if it was leadership, I'd put January 18th to January 20th of 2021. Online, just kind of put the dates that you roughly took to do the video. If you did it in one day, then just do the one day. Then you'll drop down and you'll say, choose the category. I'm trying to have just the 3 categories in there. So it'll be core. So this was a core course. But if it was, say, the Rotary, then that could fall under the job related credits or under the other credits, depending on what you need. And then just kind of do a short description of core, CCP class. If it is a meeting for like leadership and we're going to do certificates, once we get everything organized, I think Charlie was uploading those for you guys because we can do stuff like that from the back end. So once I try to get everything in place and we get everybody where they're supposed to be, we can start doing that. At the meetings that are done by us, we can check if you're a CCP grad and we can upload your certificate for you. So the credits will automatically go in there for stuff like that. And it might just be that you have to do the core course certificate or your job related stuff. But see, now you see that I added that. So it comes up there. That's my new one that I added for legislative process. It now made my credit total go up. But to do the documentation, I do upload certificate, and then wherever you have it saved, of course, you just do the PDF. And when you upload it, see, now it's in here. So I can download it so we can see. So this is the way that we'll be able to check to make sure that what you're inputting is actually, and Desiree, you were my examples because I just did these recently. So see, I uploaded the little document that said, yes, I completed the course. It's signed off on. Actually, it's all, I did a PDF for all of you. But that's how you upload that. And that's how you can keep track of your different courses. So at any given time, you should be able to log on here and kind of see how many hours you are as you're uploading it. We do have the credit tracking sheet if you want to keep that and then upload all at once. So
Yeah.
yes.
One of the questions was you have to be signed in to access that, and you do, correct?
Yes. Yes. So you have to log into the website. That was the first step I did, to go into the member login and log in, because if you're in the CCP program, then we've put you in a special group in the website. So that menu will not show up, that flyout menu won't show up to anybody who's not in the program. And if for some reason you log in and you can't see it, then contact our office, because we need to make sure you're in that little group.
Any questions about logging in, uploading, making the notes? So I'm kind of old school, so I always like writing my stuff on the tracking sheet, and then I would go in, and that always helped me to, if I didn't get to the website first, I had that right there, and then I kept my papers with it, any verification and any form. So if you went to a conference, the registration form, I kept them all together in a folder. So when I was ready to upload, everything was there. And even though I didn't do it in a timely manner, and Eileen had to email me about it many months ago, but still, I had it all together and was able to do it that way. So yeah, here's the track.
Which groups did you say aren't in the Dropbox? Which did you say you hadn't gotten yet for in Dropbox?
See, the communications and marketing, they're not in there. Student development's meeting that happened in the spring did not get in there. I thought I put region 1 in there, but I recently found that one and needed to upload it. So I can't remember if I've got it in there or not. I've got to check.
Okay.
Who are you looking for?
One. That's what I thought you said, so I wanted to make sure.
Okay, yeah.
So the nice thing about this tracking form that Eileen has is that you can see everything at a glance right there. So then you have a real idea of each of the core courses, the things you've done for the professional development. So it's always right there. And then when you get ready to go in and upload things, it's sort of organized. You know exactly what you need to upload. You already have your dates there. You already have all the information. You don't have to think about it. It's just typing it in and uploading your information. And then it's nice that it also has a lot of good examples for you on that. So if you're thinking about it, you go, yeah, I can't remember what I was supposed to, what I can use. A lot of them have examples with which conferences, how many credits you can earn for each of them. So it's a nice tool to just hang on to. Do we have this?
Go to the end.
Eileen, do we have this available to people?
Do you have
today?
the link for what?
Wow.
I couldn't really hear what you said because my thing broke up.
Oh, sorry. I was in the tracking package right here. Are we going to have that available when okay. Cool. So that, the verification form, you have all of these tools at hand so you can start working on it. If things have been moving a little slow, this is a great opportunity to let you sort of pick up the pace and be ready for November. Now, the other piece that we want to start thinking about is your practicum. And the practicum is typically done after you've done your 100 hours, and you want to try to get it done. When annual is, do you know the exact dates of annual conference, Eileen?
Oh, the 15th, November 15th through the 18th, 19th, whatever that Friday is.
So mid-November, that means you would really want to get your practicum done by October. So that way you would have everything uploaded, you would have done your practicum, apply for graduation, so you can get information from Eileen and Rita about the details for the program for annual. So try to give yourself that leeway of that month. You don't want to be waiting till the last minute because then you may not be able to graduate on time, and we wouldn't want that to happen. So for example, let me share my screen again and I'll show you some things that other folks have done in terms of the practicum. So the practicum is typically a 1-hour presentation, and it's usually done on a topic of your choice. Most of the time it's based on the 4 core courses. So for example, leadership, customer service, the Florida system, AFC, those are some typical things people will do their presentation on. And where? Usually at an AFC event or a college event. For example, when I did my practicum, my college had set up a conference. And so I presented at that conference. So there's a variety of places at your chapter. Say if your chapter has monthly meetings, you could present something at one of those monthly meetings. And I know I visited, I can't remember, another college when they were having their monthly meeting and someone was doing their practicum presentation. So that's an option for you as well. That may be one of the ones that's sort of easiest to do because it's right at your chapter. And usually it's after you completed your 100 credits. And in order to do the practicum, the first step is to submit the practicum proposal form. So this is a form where you give us a nice overview of, well, what's the topic, who are you presenting to, when do you want to present it, and a little blurb about what you would be doing in that presentation. And then after you have that, you also upload those documents into the AFC site. So here's some examples of what other CCP participants have done in the past. As you can see, there's a variety, there's a lot on leadership, but there's other topics as well that people have done. Customer service, a lot of folks have done for their AFC chapters, like an AFC 101, an overview of AFC for new members. So that's one that's very popular as well. And this one, I think it was the only one we ever had on cybersecurity and how that impacted, a college or leadership. So service learning, dual enrollment, and building bridges between the high school and the college. So there's a variety of things. So don't use this as, oh, these are the only things. These are just examples to give you some ideas in terms of what other participants have done in the past. And these things usually relate to something they were doing their job, a topic they were interested in. So when you think about those 4 core courses, what sort of appeals to you that you would like to present to a group of your colleagues.
Desiree had her hand raised.
Go ahead, Desiree.
So I know you said it's usually after we complete all the other stuff. And honestly,
Yeah.
I'm not even sure how far I've completed of the other stuff. I think I'm pretty close. But next week, I have to do a training, and I was actually going to use that. Does it have to be after we complete everything? I guess
Desiree, you're living on the edge.
like living on the edge. I think honestly, it's funny, we kind of created a support group of CCP individuals at TCC because there was a group of us doing it. And the problem is most of us are like, we think we're pretty close. It's just putting all this stuff together and knowing what we have in this, that, and the other. So
Okay. What you can do right here on this sheet, you see what says submit my practical proposal for approval. You can go right to this link because I will send you this PowerPoint as well. And I think it's also in the section that Eileen just showed us anyway. But you would go there and then you just fill that in. So I recommend that you do that like right away, today, tomorrow. And so fill it in. And then it comes to, I guess, Eileen, and then she sends it to me. So that way we can take a look at it, see if it fits, and then give the approval. So this is what everyone fills out in order to submit their practicum for review and make sure that they're meeting the requirements of the practicum. So that's what sort of the next steps. I think for a lot of you TCC folks, it's really a matter of finding out where you are. Sounds like Eileen's been uploading a lot of stuff for you. So I recommend in the next couple of days, week, you go through it, see what's in there, look at what you have in your files for information, and make sure that you're on task with that. And then that way start thinking about what you'd like to do as part of your practicum, because the practicum has to be presented to some people. So that means it's not something you just upload. You've got to have a date, you've got to have an audience. So that takes a little bit of time. Thinking about what's happening at your college where you could present something that is a need at your college. So that's something I want folks who plan on graduating in November, who would like to do that, start thinking about that now. Questions about the practice? Everybody has ideas of what they would like to do? When you're thinking about it. And most of you are in a job where you have to interact and connect with other people. So for example, if we mentioned, like if your chapter has chapter meetings, doing a presentation for that. If you have a department where you have to present something, that's an opportunity. If your commission or region is having something and you can present there. So there are some different ways that you can present and do your practicum that way. So I would say, go to that link, pull up the form so you can see what kinds of questions you have to respond to. So as you're thinking about your practicum, you know what you need to do in order to fill out the application to apply to do the practicum, and also then be thinking about, well, where would I like to do this at? Would I like to chat with for an hour? At AFC, if you have a topic and you say, hey, I really would like to do a webinar for AFC members. So that's a possibility as well. So those are some things to think about. So Eileen has put some things in the chat for people to take a look at and have as sources. So you can pull those up and have some of those links and have some of those forms to get yourselves rolling. Other things, other questions, still anything that's you're wondering about? All right, well, it looks like this group is on the ball. Desiree, that's great. I love the idea that y'all have a little CCP.
Keep this box for a while, just
And
in
you have-
case.
CCP group going on at TCC because y'all can support each other and, you know, bat around different ideas and share things and work on some of these projects together. So that's great. Hey, Daniel, is anybody else at your school currently in the program?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. I'll take a look on my list to see, and if so, I can let you know. But it is nice to have that support. So got some other folks that came on after a while. Do you have any particular questions? You may have, some of you may have looked, we had a bunch of questions in the chat, but we'll also make sure you have access to the PowerPoint and some of these other handouts. So that way you will be able to look back at some of these things. And I believe this is, you know, this was also recorded. So you'd be able to go back and check it out as well. But it's August right now. So we're really talking about a 2.5 month window. So hopefully if you're at a point where you are ready, then let us know if there's anything we can do to help you move forward with finishing strong. I know some of you have been in the program a little bit, so you might be ready to make that move for graduation. Questions. So in terms of graduation, you would need to make sure that you reviewed all of your documents and then you email Rita and Eileen and say, you know, I think I'm ready to graduate. They will take that second look at that and confirm, verify that you got everything and you're ready. And we probably need to give them a real idea, Eileen, of when is sort of a deadline you want to look at if they want to graduate for November. I was giving
Usually, let's see, usually, because it takes a while to confirm all your credits and stuff. So if the conference is the 15th, I would really say like October 8th would be the cutoff to submit for graduation and have all your stuff done. If you need, like if you can't get your practice, we can kind of address things, special circumstances, but really we would like you to have everything kind of done by the 8th.
Great. So that gives you guys a deadline to work towards. And I know that Eileen is going to dig into a little bit more about TCC and those dates so that we can give you a firm answer so that you know when you can upload and what goes where. But, you know, hopefully if your applications were in, you know, we can work from that date, but Eileen will find out for sure and get back with you so you'll know. So be ready to move forward. Yeah. Anyone else?
I'm going through and make sure we got everything.
I think there was one other question in the chat from Avi.
How does coursework for school work?
Okay, so or if you're in a
Like you're in.
Eileen, you were gonna say something?
Oh, I was saying, like, are you in taking a degree or non-degree? That was what I was just gonna clarify.
Okay, so if you're in a degree seeking program, that's
Degree seeking?
Yeah.
Okay.
So with that degree seeking program that relates to your job, you can earn up to 25 credits. If it was a non-degree seeking program, it's only a maximum of 10 credits. Avi, you going to say something? Or you're just thinking about that, huh? Yes, degree seeking, great. So since it's degree seeking, then it's a maximum of 25 credits. So again, with anything that you do, You have to make sure that you have documentation. So, you know, it will be grades. So it has the grade, the course, the semester, those kinds of things. For webinars, you can use the verification form for things like conferences and other things. Usually you have a registration form for that conference. So make sure wherever you go, things that you do, you hang on to those things. Since so much of that is done online now, usually you have it somewhere on your computer when you signed up for the session. So hang on to those things because that would be what you'd be uploading in the documentation folder.
So question,
Oh, go ahead.
because I just heard you say, so a maximum of 25 credit hours for degree seeking.
20, yeah.
So
And you-
it says on the form, job-related college credit hours successfully completed equals 2 CCP credits. So it's 25 total, but 2 for each hour? Is that what it is?
Hang on, let me, oh, yeah, it says college credits as part of degree seeking. College credit hours is 2 credits per college credit each with a maximum of 25. So when you take a course, you can earn 2 credits per college credit hour.
Okay, now, so then I guess I have 2 questions. So on the other CCP credits, it says AFC chapter or commission meeting, event, function, participation, 1 credit. Is there, I guess what are you looking at that shows the maximum that we can get for each one of these things? Is there, can we see that somewhere? Is that in the leadership book maybe?
No, Eileen, did we, I think I sent this yesterday, this is the frequently asked question packet. So it's a frequently asked questions. It's a packet that answers a lot of questions about each of the areas. So we'll make sure you guys get that as well.
Hold on, let me see. I think I have it.
It was an email I sent you yesterday,
I have one from
Yeah,
2020.
yes.
Is that still the right one?
October 2020. That's the current one.
January 2020 is the last one I have.
We're going to send you the revised October 2020.
Awesome. Okay. And then my second question is, so you talk about credit hour. So I'm actually going to school through Western Governors and they do competency units, not credit hours.
Okay. So
where you might have to take 3 credit hours, I've got to take like 12 competency units or something like, but I have a list of all the classes and it's, so anyway, leading to a bachelor's, blah, blah, blah. So my question is, do I just need to give that to somebody so they can tell me what it is?
yes.
Okay.
Let's look at that one-on-one.
You know I like to be difficult, Charlene. You know I'm trying to be as difficult as possible. This is why I haven't done it. I'm telling you, this is why I haven't done it. It's my
that's why we're going to work with y'all because we know at TCC, y'all been working on this. We want to get y'all through this. So yeah, that's something that you can email a copy to Eileen and myself, and then we'll talk about it, figure out how these things relate.
Yeah, because I've done 29 competency units this term, so Lord have mercy on my soul.
Okay, well, we'll work that out on a one-on-one basis. So as you guys are hearing this, that may happen. You may have something unique and different. Don't hesitate to ask us about it so we can work with you on it. So just because you don't see it on the list, that doesn't mean you shouldn't ask a question about it so we can work with you. So we want to do that because you may have some good stuff, but it doesn't fit sort of the little examples we've shown you. Don't worry about that. Let's talk about it. Let's work through it. All right. So in the chat, and you'll have, make sure you check it out. There were a number of things that you want to definitely pull up and make copies of. The frequently asked questions is there. The links that will take you to how you apply for your practicum. Also the PowerPoint. So all of those are there. Make sure that you get copies of those so that you'll be able to put them in your file and be able to look back at them when you need to. I should have put my phone number and email in there. Let me do that now.
I can go ahead and send an email to everybody who attended with everything that I posted in the chat. So just in case you couldn't get it to download.
Okay, so she'll send that and it'll have my email on there. So definitely if you have other questions, because you'll take a little bit of time to process some of what we talked about today, and then the questions will come. So bring them on.
They want to know.
Love it, Obi. We asked the same.
Yes, today's meeting does count for credit.
So that verification form, that should be one of the things that Eileen's going to send you. Fill it out. So yeah, these are great questions though, because there'll be questions a lot of other people have. So those folks who weren't able to make it today, if they listen to the recording, they will also get their questions answered because they probably have some very similar ones. So
how about I'll just fill out the thing and sign it, and then I'll leave the name blank, and y'all can just put your name at the top of it.
That's a great idea. Just sign and turn it in.
I'll only email it to the people who attended.
Good idea. So.
And I mean, I sent you an email because I did find the Dropbox thing and I was pulling it down because I know Sandy and Gloria are going to be like, that's right. I know they are. So I already started like downloading stuff, but I noticed at the annual conference, I'm actually not listed. I'm the one that registered everybody. So I have a feeling that that's why my name's not on the list.
It could be. I know some of the ones that did group registrations, it got confusing because we had a group and then I had another party like doing the ticket entry stuff for me, so she might have missed it, but I will verify because I know you were there.
I was there. I was like, wait.
Yes. You were there, so I'll pull that back up and double check and fix it.
Somebody asked about the recording. So yeah, that'll be available, I guess, I don't know when, Eileen.
It takes like 5 minutes or so after we shut the meeting down. So then I'll grab the link and I'll include it in the email with all the PowerPoint presentations and all that stuff. So
fantastic. So all of that will be there. Take a moment to look at it. Give Eileen some time, also the TCC folks, to look back and we get some answers about your start date. So we'll be able to get back to you, but give us a little bit of time for that. In the meantime, you can start putting all of the other stuff together that you've been working on. So that way you'll be able to, I'm excited to see all of you guys graduating in November. So, all right, there's my email address. So if anybody wants to chat with me or has a specific question, don't hesitate. So guys, I know that most of us are at work, so I'm mindful of your time. We've been on for, how did the video show, wait. One more question. So how did the video show up as counted? You mean the core courses, Abby? Okay. And you say, how do they show up as counted? I think Eileen has showed how you can show, because when you do the question that Daniel had, when you take the test, that's how we know that you completed the core courses. And then you can just go in and upload that information. So that's why we have to work with Daniel to make sure he can get those tests done so we know that he really did it. Let's see, I'm going to be directly interested in tracking for everyone who attended this and other, okay. So
you can also contact our office when you're done, when you've completed all the videos, and you can say, just shoot us an email that says, I've completed all the videos, I need verification. And then we can go in and look and make sure that all the tests were taken, and then we can send you a verification letter.
So I think we need to clarify something that Jones asked, Eileen. She said,
yeah, because I said that we could do that. but just if you send me the email so that I know that you completed, so I know to look, because it's not going to be on my schedule to be looking every day. We need to work out how this is going to be done. We're down 2 people, so.
Yeah, so Rita may be right alongside with her when those emails come in.
Right.
So, and the other thing is give Eileen some time. You know, this is not gonna happen in the next day or so. This is gonna take some time. So give her a little bit of time. Oh, okay, so let's see. I'm the conference.
I
Oh,
will
yeah.
have to fix that, Desiree.
You know, even when Charlie was here, she was working on that and trying to make that change. But we still get it. So, okay.
We will go in and fix that.
Yeah, I remember she was working on that before she left, Charlotte. All right, so these are fabulous questions. I'm excited that everybody was on today and is interested in moving forward with this. So if there are no other questions though, thank you so much for everything. And thank you for participating in this program, being on the webinar today, getting your questions answered. If there's anything we still need to share with you, don't hesitate to email and let us know so we can assist you with the process. All right. Any last minute burning issues, questions, concerns? Well, thank you all so much. Eileen, Rita, you guys are the best. Thank you so much.
You're
for taking care of
welcome.
all of this. All right, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of the day.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.